Time for our congregational song this morning. We're singing, "The Spirit of God is upon me." Yes, it is.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Reverend Frank.
Let's start with the chorus, Carl.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ready?
Here we go.
Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Whoa.
Reverend Frank.
I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. Scripture told me that I had to be good. And now I love because I want to. I love because I am free. Blinded by spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Whoa. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Don't need any prodding. Don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart. That God is my all in all. Let go of my burden. Let me come has made me free. Light by the Spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Oh. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, all right, Bob. Thought it was my duty. Thought it was my job. Somewhere I believe that loving God would be hard. Loving God is wonderful. Loving God is an ecstasy. Thank God for my freedom. Let me tell you that the Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me.
Yeah, it is.
What an amazing time to be alive when we can know that that Spirit of God is upon us and within us. And to the cheers of thousands of NASA engineers last week, a $2.5 billion hunk of metal the size of a car landed on Mars, and it was called Curiosity. And many, many months ago, Dr. Christian was putting the titles for his talks, and he chose this Sunday for curiosity. Is that serendipitous or what? Who knew? Who knew? Isn't life great? One of the people I admire the most, Albert Einstein, says these things about curiosity. I am neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I am only very, very curious. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. I am satisfied with the mystery of life's eternity and with the knowledge, a sense of the marvelous structure of existence, as well as the humble attempt to understand even a tiny portion of the reason that manifests itself in nature. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. So let's take these ideas of curiosity and mystery into prayer. Just going within to that place of mystery, that place of love, that place of light, that place of curiosity, that place of wisdom that I call God, and it doesn't matter what one calls it, but it's that force, that energy that created this universe 13.7 billion years ago, from the tiniest atom to the farthest galaxy to the land rover on Mars. It is all God, it is all life, it is all light, it is all wonder. And that is who I am right here and right now, and each beautiful spirit here is. That light, that love, that mystery, that awesomeness, that wonder of spirit right here and right now in this very room. So I'm knowing that out of this sacred time together, that life and that love and that curiosity and that awesome of spirit just flows forth into every single person's very, very cells and goes out into this community of Seaside, out into this community of Encinitas and this state and to this world and this universe and this galaxy, just spreading that light and that love of wisdom and curiosity and mystery and awesomeness to every single being on every single planet. And I'm just so grateful for this light, this love, this awesomeness of this sacred time together as I release this word to the law, just knowing that it is now done in perfect ease and grace and awe and mystery. And so it is. Amen.
Nice to hear Dr. Christina's words, huh? How are you all? You're looking good. You are looking good. Before I introduce Miss Tina Meeks to you, I just wanted to say one more thing about the talent show. I am truly touched. I have to tell you the awesome effort that everybody's put, the performers, they are just so touching. You want to come and see somebody that has maybe dreamed about performing their whole life and for some reason didn't get a chance to do that. Life came in and worked different ways. Dr. Christian's talking about that a little bit. I have to tell you, these people are here in a safe place to express, and I am honored to host that. And I hope if you can all come on the 17th and just show your support for them, that would totally be awesome. But now onward and upward to the beautiful woman that's sitting right here beside me. She has twin kids, I want to tell you. And she drove down from L.A. and she said she couldn't find this and couldn't find that. She put her dress in the car hoping that was the right one. And I want to tell you about the beautiful way that Tina has supported me throughout my journey recently. And I have the best job here. I know I do, because we make these relationships. We make these relationships with people, and you get to chat with them and see in your ongoing participation. And she is love incarnated. Tina Meeks, right here on our stage this morning. Would you please give her a rounding applause?
Well, you know, guys, before you get started, I can't help, I just have to comment on this. Something really miraculous is happening here at Seaside. I mean, I've been coming to this church for many, many years, and if you sit down here in the service today, close your eyes, and you start listening to, whoa, 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 the Spirit of God is upon me. Something has happened. I opened my eyes. White folks doing this? I mean, I thought Gap Band or somebody was here. What is going on, you guys? I was waiting for ladies' night. Woo woo. God bless you because the Spirit of God is upon you and the Spirit of soul. Seaside, God's soul. Let me hear you. Seaside is God's soul. All right. Let's hit it. Oh, yeah. Party in the house. I am working on a better plan. I am putting my life in the Master's hands. And with every step I am taking, I'm a miracle, miracle in the making. I am looking on a brighter day, and I'm living my life in a better way. And with every step I am taking, I'm a miracle, miracle in the making. I am joy, I am love, I am blessed, and I'm filled with God's love. My life's a prayer, my life's a song. When I'm weak, God is strong. Ooh, looking on a brighter day, and I'm living my life in a better way. And with every step I am taking, I'm a miracle, miracle in the making. Ooh, I'm joy and I am love. I am blessed and I'm filled with God's love. My life's a prayer, my life's a song. When I'm weak, God is strong. Oh, yeah. Looking on a brighter day. Yeah, and I'm living my life in a better way. And with every step I am taking, I'm a miracle. Yes, it's so wonderful. Ooh, it's incredible. I'm a miracle in the making. Yes, yes, yes. I'm a miracle. Are you a miracle? I'm a miracle. Let me hear you say I'm a miracle. Come on. I'm a miracle. Over here at Seaside, I'm a miracle. I can dance. I can dance. I'm a miracle. Miracle in the making. Yeah. Woo. Come on, guys. All right, give a shake. Miracle. You're a miracle. Believe me. Yeah. In the making every day. 1, 2, 3. I'm a miracle. Miracle in the making. Yeah. Yeah. Miracles over here. God bless you.
Woo, that is Tina Meeks. Oh my goodness, what a miracle you are. Woo! Hey, yeah, I'll take some of that. Oh, I love you. We've been doing this for almost 20 years together Sunday mornings, and what a miracle it continues to be, for sure. Thank you, Tina. Woo! And thank you, Carl, for always helping out here. Appreciate you for sure. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Woo. What a joy it is to be here with you today as we create this miracle together, because Sunday mornings is a miracle in the making. And curiosity is one of those transformational truths. And I want to assure you, I'm always very curious how Sunday morning is going to turn out. We'll sit down with the planning group on Tuesday, the Spirit of Sunday, and we'll get things on paper. And I know Tina had some ideas, Reverend Fran has some ideas, and I got some ideas. And the truth is, we don't really know until it starts coming out here. And so I am very curious. And it's really about trusting that Spirit. Like, whoa, the Spirit is upon me. Kind of upon all of us, that's for sure. And to watch it unfold itself and its expression is powerful. And curiosity, I think, is one of those high qualities of spirit, even though sometimes parents try to keep their kids in line by saying, curiosity killed the cat. You remember that one? And I grew up with my mom's godmother as part of our house. She was born in the 1890s. She lived to be 99 and was sharp to the day she left this world. And when anybody would say to us, you know, curiosity killed the cat, she would say, and remember, satisfaction brought him back. So it's in this exploration that you begin to feel the satisfaction and the delight and the joy within your soul. And that curiosity is in the animal kingdom. It is in our children. You know, Tina was sharing that she's moving this weekend. And her twins that are 3.5 years old are in a house that has always been child-proof. But now the things are in the boxes, and they are having a joy opening up the boxes. And, Mom, what's this? Oh, it's, razor blades going back. Yeah, that's it. So I know it's tough for you to leave hot Pasadena on moving day and your 3.5-year-old twins at home to be here at the beach with us, but we're so glad. Yeah, Mom's trying to convince me that it's tough. Well, anyway, it is... It's a miracle. It's amazing that we have landed this last week on Mars, a Land Rover that's named Curiosity. And it is this message I came up with last year, and synchronistically it showed up today. Coincidence, someone once told me coincidence is God's calling card. It's curious. But what I've noticed about curious kinds of things or touches of God is that it's not so much about me trying to figure it out, you know, what does this mean? But to just notice, to be aware. Because part of our spiritual journey is just being aware of the presence of God. Because the more that we are aware, the more there is to be aware of. And all of a sudden, it's in this field of awareness that you begin to see and to understand, you know, how did we put something on Mars? I think if you go back to the early days of when somebody first came up with the idea of a wheel, you know, at some point that was a revelation. But as soon as it came into consciousness, it was pretty easy to figure out how to make that happen. Well, you take that forward. The concept of TV. When I remember it was free, you know, antennas, you know, now they figured out how to charge for it in somebody's mind. You know, pretty easy once they figured it out, right? You know, computers, it was tough until it became somebody's mind and it began to unfold itself. How to put something on Mars, far out concept, until it became clear in somebody's mind and it began to unfold itself, until somebody became curious enough to explore this vision, this awareness, this idea that they were willing to put their time and energy and become that avenue and that vortex for the intelligence of God to express itself. Because we are dealing with that which is infinite intelligence, and when you catch a vision, if you're curious enough about it, the ways and the means begin to unfold and reveal itself in your life. That's a miracle in the making. It's in the unfolding. If you're willing to open up the box and look what you haven't seen before and to see what is there, the Spirit moves through you. Ernest Holmes was the founder of religious science. He said, Spirit can only impart to you what it is you can receive, only what you can embody, only what you are able to take into your consciousness is Spirit able to impart upon you. And so for me, that's one of the keys, is to realize that that kingdom of God and its infinite potential is something that is within me. It's not out there. Right? The kingdom is not low here and low there, but it's right here inside. And if what I am curious about is my shortfallings or my difficulties and the challenges, and what my awareness goes to manifesting in my life are those difficulties and these challenges, and we'll never land a rover on Mars, and I'll never be able to figure out the challenge in my life, or if my awareness goes to opening up to the possibilities, I begin to be that place where Spirit reveals itself. I mean, this is where curiosity plays in, is that am I able to be open to that which I don't know about? I mean, it's only a surprise if you don't know about it. You're not going to have rosy thoughts about the future if your mind is filled with the blues from the past. They like that one. That's not. So the blues, I mean, they're coming from the mistakes and the blunders that we have done along the way. Doing this thing called life, we've made mistakes, and we've made some tough choices, and have had some difficulties in our life. And if that is what we're holding on to, then that is what is perpetuated. And what we have been taught by a master teacher, Jesus, is that if you have sinned, if you've made a mistake, and through his examples, or the stories anyway, he forgave the adulteress, he forgave the thief, he forgave those that crucified him. How many times you forgive? 70 times 70, or until infinity, until you get there. He said, you are forgiven. But, and here's the key, go and sin no more. Don't keep doing it. You're forgiven, but stop it. The first rule of holes is you stop digging, if you want out. It's like the karmic law of cause and effect. It's the law of attraction. It's what you put out is what comes back to you. And so if all of a sudden you've stopped perpetuating the very things that have created the difficulties or the sins or the challenges in your life, you're forgiven. It's okay. It's not held against you, but just stop doing that. Get curious about that which is good, that which is exciting, that which is enticing, that which calls you into a greater aspect and expression of who you are. What are you curious about? Holding on to the bluey thoughts of the past, or opening up to the rosy possibilities of what could be in that box, of what is in the infinite possibilities? Einstein, I love Dr. Christina's quote. It's not because I'm so brilliant, it's because I'm curious. What are you curious about? That which is new, which can then be your surprise? Or are you curious about the old stuff that you already know so you can keep it intact and you can be in control? The fun and the joy is in this now moment. This is the unfoldment of the Spirit in your life. And as you begin to open up to the possibilities, you begin to be that place where Spirit shows up. Nothing's held against you. The Course in Miracles, you've heard of that, right? Yes. Yeah, good. One of you. All right, our practitioners. Anyway, one of the things it says, don't concern yourself with the high court, because the high court will dismiss your case. Nothing can be held against a child of God. No case can be held against a child of God. So don't concern yourself with the high court. You'll be dismissed. There's no case that can be held against you. There's nothing that can be made up that says, you know what, you got the problem here. But what happens in life is that we're the ones that have taken on this consciousness of guilt. We're the ones that have learned at an early age to be guilty. It said in Genesis that a deep sleep fell upon Adam. And you've heard me say, and nowhere can I find that it say he ever woke up in the matter here. So we're still living in this deep sleep. And what is the heaviness on his eyes but ones of guilt? And a guilt that is passed on at an early age to children. Because I'll tell you, they don't come into this world guilty. Teenage kids aren't guilty going into boxes they're not supposed to be in. I can assure you, Trevor's not guilty getting into all sorts of messes. Animal Kingdom, they're not concerned with guilt. We learn guilt. Guilt is not a natural experience of the human. It is something that is taught to a very young child, and they learn at an early age about guilt. And they have been thrown on them, if you would, a heavy, dark, odor-filled cloak of generations past forwarding their burden of apologetic living. Oh, ugly. Woo. And it's taken on. I'll wear it proudly. It came from my family. This is high as I've got. I'm not going to get curious about what's beyond where my family has been or whatever that story is. But what I have noticed for myself is that, as much as I try not to do this guilt thing, because I tell you that's not what we're supposed to do, going through like an airport, the security is a lot different than it used to be 10 years ago, if you may have noticed. You're interrogated. It's like, what's in the bag? Well, I'll look for myself. And they start tearing up and hold up your underwear for the world to see, and who knows what other private. And it used to be just a metal detector. Well, now, you went into full body searches, and then they go into full body scans. They know exactly what you got and where it's at and how it is, And it's just, or you go through customs, they look at you, look, passport, it's like, what did I do? Well, I wonder what they got on me, And it's like you even need to go into Mexico and Canada these days, and there's almost this sense of guilt. And just last week, I came through Monterrey. I was the first one there. It was early in the morning, first flight out, and everybody was all happy in there. They were just dancing, and I came in. They walked through, no search, no. It's like, hey, good. They're drinking their coffee, eating their donuts. It's like I almost felt guilty. It's like they treated me like I was an innocent person. And we get so used to being treated like a criminal and a threat to society that is natural. And we come to with tension. You are an innocent expression of God, and as you begin to know your innocence, you begin to ask questions. You don't just live with saying, okay, I'm going to take this. But as you know your innocence, you're willing to look in the boxes. You're willing to ask questions. You're going to say, hey, why are they flying these drones over my backyard these days, checking things out? All of a sudden, when you're not feeling guilty, you're willing to step out. But when you have got that guilt on you, and if society has put it there or whatever has put it there, you begin to not be as expressive, as exploratory, as curious, because what happens if they see me curious? I'm guilty. They might find something. Well, they got nothing to find but spirit inside. That's what is upon me. That is the truth of who I am. In Hawaii, in the Huna culture, the Hawaiians, when a child is born, they consider him a bowl of light. A bowl of light. How beautiful. They, at that point, don't realize they have to earn love. I'll call back afterwards, I know it's God calling, but it's got to speak here. Okay, so let's see. Let me get back to where I was. Bowl of light. Thank you. There you go. All right, we got a bowl of light here, and, it's, we figure out at an early age that, well, if I do this, I get love back. So as mom burps me, if I burp, she goes, oh, good job, honey, sweet. And so I learned, hey, I get love if I do what I'm supposed to. Or if I play the piano well, Dad's going to stick around and listen to me play the piano. Or if I go to school and I get the right grades, I'll get an A. If I get the A's, I get reward. And all of a sudden, these stones get dropped in our bowl. And when you were first born and the light was bright, the Hawaiians felt that, you could see your ancestors right there. You could see the angels right there in your life. There was that purity. There was nothing to earn. There was just the light. There was just the love. There was just the emanation. But as we go through the world, we have these stones put in that, it got effort or competition or not worthy or whatever it is, not good enough, and all of a sudden they begin to add up, and it's just heavier and heavier to the point where you're working in this world, and the bowl is so filled with these stones that there's just a little bit of light that is left trickling out. And if you want to see what I mean, go down to the coaster station right here at 5 or 6 o'clock and watch the commuters come off the train at 5 or 6 o'clock. And what you will see are dark eyes glazed over, heads bowed, shoulders bent, pain just oozing from the pores of people's being. Because the rocks of, responsibility, of commitment, saying I have to do this, living in a life or doing something that just doesn't feel right, has just filled that light so much. And if you want to step away from that, which is the good part here. I don't want to leave you on the heavy part. Is that you got to get curious about that which delights you. You got to get curious about what makes you happy and go out and do that and take the action. What makes you happy? What delights your soul? That's what you want to go out and do in this world. That is what's going to push some of those rocks out of that way. It's going to push them out. Curiosity is one of those transformational truths. The English writer Samuel Johnson said, curiosity is that permanent characteristic of a curious mind. It's curious. Yeah? The curiosity keeps you alive. It keeps the newness flowing. It keeps spirit moving through your life and through your world. Now, I realize sometimes as we're doing this thing called life and we're trying to work on being curious and living these principles, it is difficult when we come up to the world of appearances and the world of form, which is why what is beautiful is doing spirituality within a community. Because, you can't find it in a book, and you can't find it in the metaphysical writings, and you can't find it in the mystical teachings. The only place you're going to find the spiritual connection is inside of yourself. Spirit is imparting as much as you can receive. And sometimes what's the value of community is that we remind each other that you are the light. The classes, the beauty of those classes is that it's the consistent reminder that, I've got to take this into my life and apply it, be curious about how it works here. Because I'll tell you something that Dr. Robert Holden wrote in his book, Authentic Success. He talked about something called fraud guilt. And what fraud guilt is, that the majority of the people that were interviewed hold on to a concept of themselves that is less than what they portray to the world. There's this sense that if you really knew who I was inside, you wouldn't really like me. The image I'm putting out there to the world is different than really what I am inside. And that I'm really insecure inside, and so I've got this facade out here. And if you really went through the facade and saw who I was, so I'm going to try to control your perception. I'm going to try to do this and make things look a certain way so you can see, for really the truth of my inner belief about myself is inferior to the self-image that I am putting out there into the world. And so they did a survey of the top CEOs of the Hollywood studios. And what's interesting is the majority of those individuals, their number one fear was that they would be discovered, that they don't really know what it is they're doing. And what's ironic about that is that as they're feeling that about themselves, what they're really doing is proving that they do know what they're doing, because they're producing these mega blockbusters bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars. And so the truth is, even though you may be feeling the sense of inferiority or insecurity inside that is not congruent with what's inside and what's outside, the truth is you really have what it is it takes. That you really are that expression of spirit, and that you are dealing with that which is infinite, that is seeking to find an expression in your life and in your world. You are that place where heaven touches down. It says, lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways, honor the Spirit with all your heart and with all your soul. Trust in God. Lean not on your own understanding. 15th chapter of John, it says, abide in God, and the word will abide in you, and when you ask, it will be done unto you. 91st Psalm. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will dwell in the shadow of the Lord. Thousands will fall to the left and thousands will fall to the right, but you will be fine. I'm with you always. When you can come and know that about yourself, and the curiosity leads you to visions and ideas of things that have yet to be, the only way you're going to know if it's possible is to do it. And when you are doing that which is exciting, that brings you delight, you are enriched, you may be exhausted, but it feels good. You're in that flow. I like what the legendary coach Bear Bryant from Alabama said. He said, the only way you're going to know if a horse can pull is if you hook him up to a heavy load. The only way you're going to know if you're going to pull is if you hook yourself up to the biggies in your life, to those big things. Otherwise, these concepts are just concepts. They're the information that is in the book. And these biggies and those mountains and those tough times and those heavy loads are in your life are something for you to get curious about and to hook up and be willing to know that you've got what it takes to move through it, because you would not have a vision of what's on the top or on the other side if you have not seen it. And if you have seen it, you are given the ways and the means to make a wheel come forward, make a computer happen, or put a rover on Mars. The ways are there. The only way you're going to know for sure is to go for that. Yes. And those big things aren't bad, and they're not good. They just what is going on in your life and in your world at this time, and you have what it takes to move in that direction. And the way you do it is become that vortex, that place through which that Spirit flows. Become curious about the possibility and allow yourself to give into that space. All of nature is about giving and sharing what it is it has. That's what we're about. Take a look at a tree. It's not keeping tabs on how much oxygen it is giving you so it can get it back. No, it just doesn't work that way. You know, that horse at the end of the load is feeling good that he got up there. When you've accomplished something that you're passionate about, you feel good. You're not looking to get back. The sun is not keeping a little ledger as to how much the earth owes it for its sunshine. The earth is in debt to me so much. As you are in that flow, as you're in that givingness, you're just doing what nature does. You're that place through which it flows, and curiosity is going to lead you in the direction of what it is you've got to deliver to humanity. Buckminster Fuller, wonderful futurist, said that the human beings is the only animal that thinks they have to earn a living. You know, take a look at those commuters. That's what having to earn a living looks like. That's not why you're here. You're here to be curious and bring forth the new ideas. Have the courage to ask, hey, what's that in the sky? Or what's that that's in the box? Why are you doing this? You are not guilty. You are innocent. And when you are curious enough about your innocence and the gift that you have to bring when you came into this world with a joy, there is no mountain that's too big. I'm part of a group called the Evolutionary Leaders. Fascinating group that's on the leading edge of some of our new thought concepts and futurists in this world. And there's interesting conversation that's going on this week. Someone started the conversation around global warming. You know, hey, look at the planet's warming up and the ice sheets are melting and things are going on. What are we going to do? And it comes back to the oil. And, you know, there's just not going to be enough gas to sustain our civilization. And someone write back and say, you know what? There is more gas or oil in the ground that will last us for decades, that has actually already been bought, which means it has to be produced. What we're short is the oxygen and the atmosphere. What are we going to do as it begins to burn up the atmosphere, not what is left in the ground? And so the conversation is progressing in this direction, and Lynn McTaggart's down in Ecuador with the Pachamama Alliance, and she writes back, and Greg Braden's off flying somewhere from some plane, and he writes, and Bruce Lipton, who's living in New Zealand, he writes, and Deepak Chopra, who's over in Shanghai this week, you know, he gives his input, and Barbara Marks Hubbard, who just this week in New York spoke to 900 nuns, representing 100,000 nuns who are not wanting to line up with the Pope in his position, and these inputs are just coming. And I told her that, you know what, we're going to do her big birthday party right after the 21st of December when the world doesn't come to an end. So plan to be here Sunday the 23rd for the morning service. But anyways, we're dealing with this issue that is huge. Mountain, is it good? Is it bad? And Jean Houston writes back to us. I just want to share with you what she said. The scope of the challenge and the crisis, whether it's this global one or one within our life. The scope of the challenge and the crisis is poised to call forth patterns and potentials in the human brain, mind, psyche system that, as far as we know, have never been needed before. Knowing that they were regulated to the unconscious, they're now becoming conscious. Experiences that belong to the extraordinary, they're now becoming ordinary. And with the intersection of so many ways of being from all over the planet, the very maps of the psyche and the human possibilities are undergoing an awesome change. The human psyche is undergoing an awesome change. We're calling forth that which is within us that hasn't been called forth before. We never tried to figure out how to put something on Mars before, but once we did, it came forth. And from all over the planet, the map of human consciousness is beginning to reveal the necessary pieces to move us as humanity or a species forward. Aldous Huxley wrote in his utopian novel, Island, that And it's not going to be science, and it's not going to be religion, and it's not going to be the arts or politics or economics, nor love, nor duty, nor action. But rather, it will be all of them included to make the experience work. It's going to take all of it. And part of the allness is you. Part of the allness that is going to transform your life and your world, thus helping this globe in which we live, is your willingness to be curious of that which is beyond where you have been before. That what is going on in your life and what is going on in this planet is tapping aspects of your human psyche that have yet not been needed. But there's something more that is called for in your life and in this world. And it's for this, such a time as this, for which you have been called. So I celebrate your curiosity and encourage you to open up that box and see what you haven't seen before. God bless you. Hey, let's keep going as we bring Tina Meeks back to the stage.
I feel that too, huh?
Mystery man, I come to you for answers, trying to solve the puzzles in my brain. Did you know a mighty wind came rushing in and took my love in a hurricane? Do clouds relate to one another, or do they get so tense that they have to blow? I don't know science, but I know my heart aches every time a loved one has to go. Mystery man, you've got it all together. That's why everybody comes to you. I suppose I should have asked you sooner, then I'd know exactly what to do. I'm wondering, why can't people live forever? And can you tell me, where do I belong? I'm wondering, tell me which way leads to heaven. Would you give me the answers to this song? Mystery man, today I saw a rainbow. Suddenly a smile was on my face. Is it real, or is it really magic? All those colors sharing in one space. Sunrise and sunset and in between. Life ain't that simple, it cannot be. Mystery man.
just want to understand. Oh, mystery man, won't you help me understand?
Wow. Thanks, Tina Meeks. Beautiful song. I believe that's on your last CD. That was just beautiful, beautiful ballad. Thank you for sharing that with us. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, the opportunity to listen to our heart and say yes to that divine motion that wants to support Spirit's work that shows up in our life. And as you give, it comes back. It's not why you give. It's an expression of your consciousness. It's your participation. It's the activity that God is having in your life. And as you give, that is the level in which you say, hey, Spirit, it's cause and effect. Come back in my world at this. And am I in that flow? Am I being generous? Am I remembering Spirit? Or am I doing it because, I don't know, Christians asking? You know, it's time for you to allow your heart and your spirit to lead you. And so I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time. And I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew who are here week after week, just stepping into this wonderful place. And I say thank you to those that mail in your contributions when you're not here on a Sunday, because we also have regular ongoing obligations. So thank you to our those that are watching us with our live streaming, and your support too. It is greatly appreciated. And I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities that comes from all over this planet. For truly those that are congregated here today in consciousness and in body, I know right now that there's an aliveness, there's an excitement, there is a curiosity of the greater yet to be that is seeking to express itself as our very life. And this is a moment in which I choose to practice that karmic expression of cause and effect, that I send forth this gift not with expectation, but because I am in that flow of life itself, and I find that I am dancing and swimming and moving in this infinite reservoir of expanding infinite good that is absolutely expressing here in this moment as each and every one of us. And so I say yes to that impulsion of the soul and trust that, knowing that it cannot return void. And so I send this that has blessed my life into the world, knowing it continues to bless all those with whom it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity of self-expression. So it is. Amen. And together let us say the sharing of our tithe and offering, which is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Again, with a lot of heart and soul and passion. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. 1, 2, 3, 4. from Seaside. Bob Mathis on the saxophone. Hollis there on those skins. Tommy on that bass fiddle. And those are the amazingly swift and fast fingers of Tracy on the blues and dog plate. Nice job. Speaking of nice job music, Tina Meeks, always a joy to share Sunday mornings with you. Bless you for your presence. Reverend Fran, thank you for your wonderful orchestration and being curious as to what Sunday looks like in advance. And Dr. Christina, thank you. Giving us sound in the back is Ed. Giving us visual is Marv. Great job, guys. And know there's CDs available right after the service. Or Tim, bless you for the live streaming. It's also podcast, so you can watch it during the week. And thank you for your continual dedication, that's for sure. Flowers today are left over from our guests last night, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. Some of the nicest we've seen in a while, so thank you, guys. Also, hey, I see individuals with bags stand up. If there is anybody who is here for the first time today, I want you to know you are blessing and gracing our presence. And I would love for you to stand so we could welcome you. I could give you this gift bag, and you can go pick up one of my gift books out of one of my books out of the bookstore. Look at these individuals. Send them your love. Anybody sitting next to one of our guests, make sure you talk with them. Let them know Seaside is truly a friendly place, and just thank you. And lots going on at Seaside. Like Friday night, right here, we have Seaside's Got Talent, and it will be a fabulous night, that's for sure. And the band and our crew have decided they want to get a digital soundboard, which I guess will uplift our sound amazingly. So all the proceeds are going towards this new $5,000 board. And so even if you can't make it to the show, if you could just buy a ticket or make a contribution, I know that will improve the way you hear things. So... and then the following Friday, the former president of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's foundation is going to be speaking here. So that will be a fabulous night, definitely a deep one. But I just see so many children here. I haven't seen this many of us in a while. This is absolutely fabulous. You know what? And I see Jessica. It is her last Sunday. She graduated from high school. And you want to stand up. She is running off to Europe at the end of this week. Doing that exploration. You have been a blessing. You have touched more children than you'll ever know. They'll actually be thinking about you years from now. So thank you for your wonderful guidance and with them. And where's Mom, Melissa? I just want you to know everything's going to be okay, Melissa. Your little baby will come home, I promise. Hey, anybody want to share anything, Dave? Okay, well... always curious, but you...
A magician.
Oh, well, that's fun. A magician? That sounds way cool. How fun. That's very, has to do with curiosity for sure. Okay, what I want to do now is pray. And I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are present to please stand. And just feel this upliftment and consciousness. And I want to just start this prayer with a request that has been put out to our nation is this morning. Just take a moment of silence and remembrance of those that were killed at the Sikh temple in Milwaukee this last week. Just join your heart and soul and open up to that love. Uniting in love and caring and kindness. There's something that just resonates with what Seaside is. A caring, kind, loving, growing, thriving, spiritual community and family where the presence of God is felt. For the moment one drives on this campus, there is a felt sense of the divine. When one tunes into consciousness, all the work that our spiritual practitioners do daily can be felt. There's a healing that's going on. For as Ernest said, Spirit can only impart as much as we can embody. So right now in this very moment, I choose to embody the fullest expression of Spirit that my revelational mind can hold, and know that that shift that takes place within my psyche, within my being, continues to expand to the greater possibility of that good which exists within my life and within my field. And it is from this high place that I look out upon our spiritual family, and what I know is God's good and God's abundance, as God's grace continues to have its way in the lives of every member and friend of our spiritual community. For there is a powerful, resonant field that has its way, that allows us to pop into a new expression as we walk in this world with a deep knowingness and conviction, and watch the healing happen. For that intelligence that bursts those nebulas, that is multi-dimensional, absolutely knows what this moment and this world and our life needs. And I surrender my control. And I open up to that voice, to that Spirit. I lean no longer on my own understanding. I open up to the revelation of the good of God. And I find that my world unfolds in a way that is ease and graceful, that those amazing coincidences, which is the calling guard of God, continue to stand as a testimony that those ancestors or those angels or that just divine emanation, call it what you will, is still alive, because each of us is that innocent expression of God. That it's in this moment I drop the guilt and I choose to forgive. Whatever my blunders, mistakes, or sins may have been, I let go of that guilt and allow myself to awaken from that Adamic dream and recognize that I live in the glory of God. Healing happens in those ways that are right and real. And it's not about words, it is about the embodiment of the divine impartation of the expression of Spirit as your life. Say yes to that. Yes, God. I am here. And with that, the abundance, the good, the connections, the love, the intimacy, the body, the wholeness makes itself right. Because I follow that curious expression of Spirit that leads me to ever greater good. So I let go. I trust. I believe. I have an unshakable faith in the innocent laugh of the kingdom. And know that I rest in the Spirit always. So it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on. I release and I let go. I
Seaside in the house.
It is. Hey, after that picture, I'm going outside, so greet me because I'm heading towards that door on this gorgeous day. But right now, I'm full of curiosity. Together, I'm full of curiosity. Again, like it's true. I'm full of curiosity. One more time. I'm full of curiosity. And our song of praise.
In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. Ooh, we are living in grace. We are
maybe a line in, would that work? Line?